BrenTech here, where tech is made simple. So last week, Microsoft rolled out their latest insider preview build 22616 to both dev and beta channel insiders, which was on the 5th of May, and I did post on this last week. Now, as I mentioned in that previous video, one of the small changes which was made by Microsoft listed under Other was they say that with this latest build 22616, Windows insiders on Windows 11 Pro Edition will now require MSA, which is a Microsoft account, and internet connectivity during the initial device setup, which is OOBE, which stands for out-of-box experience, only when setting up for personal use. If you choose to set up your device for work or school, which means if you are using an enterprise account, there is no change and it will work the same way as before. Now, obviously, this is a small change, but has been met with a lot of debate and controversy, as up until last week, it was only Windows 11 home users who were required to use a Microsoft account on that initial OOBE out-of-box experience setup. And this now is becoming a compulsory mandatory requirement, which means that in the first an anniversary update for Windows 11, the feature update version 22H2 rolling out in the latter half of this year, that means now that both Windows 11 Home and Pro users will need that Microsoft account to set up their devices. Now, although this might be useful and is useful for a lot of Windows 11 users, due to obviously some privacy concerns for some users, they wouldn't want Microsoft to have access to their personal information, so would like the option to not set up using a Microsoft account. Now, as mentioned, you will need an internet connection for this process, and which for some users in certain regions of the world is not always possible, as they don't have access to a internet connection all the time and have access to 24-hour internet connectivity. So that could cause some issues for some users in certain regions of the world. Now, according to reports, there is a workaround you can try to bypass your Microsoft account requirement while setting up your device in that out-of-box experience, where apparently you need to enter a non-existent Microsoft account, an email and password, which apparently will obviously generate an error message when you do that. And then if you click on the next button, it will actually create a local account, thereby avoiding you setting up your device using a Microsoft account. Now, currently this is a workaround, but obviously we are dealing with Microsoft, and that could change in the future. Now, as many of you know, on Windows 10, you don't need all of this. You can set up your device using a Microsoft account or a local account, and you don't need to be online if you decide to set up your device. You can set up your device offline using a local account, where, as mentioned, this is becoming mandatory and compulsory now for Windows 11 users on both Windows 11 Home and Pro, but not if you are using an enterprise account. And although there are advantages for a lot of users who are plugged into Microsoft's ecosystem and obviously would like to set up using a Microsoft account, at the end of the day, I think a lot of Windows 11 users would like to have a personal choice, for a lot of reasons, mainly privacy, to set up using a Microsoft account or a local account, which now Microsoft has removed. And for Windows 11 Home now and Pro, you will be needing in the future to set up your device using your Microsoft account, which obviously requires an internet connection. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.